time to be born, a time to die, a time to rest, a time to read, a time to kill, a time to heal. There's a time to every purpose under heaven. Okay, could we try it a little faster? Yeah. Yeah. Let's try it. To it. Let's see. To everything there is a season. To every purpose there is a time. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. Yes. Yeah, I was concerned about that tempo.
Shall I play "And a Time to Every Purpose Under Heaven" for you?
Yes. That would be
I
lovely.
think that would suffice.
Yeah, I think so. And then, where's the other? Here it is. 1,000 feet. So, yeah, tempo is the big deal here.
I'm laughing because I have a note on this one. Not calypso style. That's what Judy said. But that's what I feel.
Yeah, well. Okay. So I'm
Okay.
thinking, when our heart is in, oh,
Excellent.
when our heart is in,
Okay, I think so.
is that okay?
Thank you. You mean the closing circle? Sure. Oh. Okay.
Then our heart is in, a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we join the clouds deep within, and we listen with a loving heart, and our others' words, then our heart is in a holy place. Yeah, I've been at that. Right out. Maybe a little slower. Because again, there's a lot of words that spit out.
Yeah.
We are blessed with love and I saw. We're good. Cheryl. By the way, thank you for all the info and ideas on how to answer scholarships.
And if you have time after the service to do a little
Yeah.
and if you're visiting with someone,
Come on in. We're just starting a little bit late. We don't get to hear your interlude if we start on time.
Oh, is it time?
Yeah, it's time.
I'm sorry.
Good morning. My name is Mary Ann Shoemaker, and I'll be your service leader today. As you are welcome here. Visitor, friend, or longtime member, you are welcome here. With little children, or your partner, or alone, we joyfully welcome you here. You are welcome as a believer, a doubter, a joiner, or a loner. You are welcome here. Feeling a part of us or not, full of energy or not, seeking a vision or a rest, you are welcome to join us as you are. And traditionally, we acknowledge that we are in the Aboriginal territories of the Salish, Nez Perce, Blackfeet, and Anishinaabe people who shared the Helena Valley as hunting grounds. The indigenous story of the Helena Valley began long before the arrival of Europeans. We honor those who walked before us. We honor the path they have shown us in caring for this place for generations to come. We strive for justice and fair relations with their descendants. Okay, and Mara and Kelsey, you are gonna like the, announcements, thank you. Yep, you might need to keep me on heat today. Are there any announcements that were not in the email or on the back of the order of service? Karen?
Is Friday, June 24th, and instead of the red apples.
Should we do this so it gets on? Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I should know that. The Kufefe is at our house, 2129 Shoto, Friday, 2 to 4. And depending on the weather, if it's nice, it'll be outside in our backyard. If it's not nice, it will be inside in our big living room. And parking is all around the house, but don't park in front of the house on the other side of the street.
The danger zone, huh? Okay, thank you. And as they light the candle, if you would read along with me. Got it? Sometimes it's easy. Okay, we gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning in celebration of the life we share together. Okay, and let's get in a holy place. In the Teal book, it's number 1008. Yep, stand if you're willing or able, and or.
When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we trust the wisdom in each of us, every Then we partisan a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we tell our story from deep inside, and we listen with a loving mind, and we hear our voices in each other's words, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when we share the silence of sacred space, and the God of our heart stirs within, and we feel the power of each other's faith, then our heart is in a holy place. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place, we are blessed with love and amazing grace. When our heart is in a holy place, when our heart is in a holy place.
Okay, it is time for joys and concerns, and there was one in the bowl. I'm sending love to my long gone mom and praying for peace in our world. Does anyone have a joy or concern they want to chime in with? Georgia?
I was just thinking this morning how I want to wish Happy Mother's Day to all of you who have raised your own and also nurtured other people's kids. And I have a Zoom group of youth center workers, and we raised a lot of kids that weren't our own during that 20 years of working. And it's just it's a noble thing to do.
Anyone else? Okay. I wrote down that I have a little bit of a concern that some of you might be disappointed that I'm not speaking on the topic of Mother's Day. I love my children, my grandchildren, those children that I have nurtured over the years. But it wasn't an easy road for me to be a mother. And so when Paul thanked me this morning for being the mother of his children, I said, I couldn't have done it without you, or maybe I couldn't have done it as well without you. We all nurture at some level with some people. I have occasion to be with two-year-old boys occasionally, and when they're at my house playing, they always spend time with the baby dolls. It's inevitable. There's even a Nova episode that puts forth the theory that humans would not be as successful a species as we are for not taking care of, because they took care of all the members in their group. So that evidence is in early human remains. So I salute all of us for our nurturing efforts, be it of Hallmark kind or not. So, a story for all ages. You might not think it goes with the theme, but it does. It's called I Can Handle It. It's by Lori Wright and Anna Santos. And I thought I'd do something different. Oh, thank you. So let's see. Kids don't want to come up to the front, but maybe if I sit here or in Nobody wants to move. Okay. Well, the pictures are not spectacular. Thank you. But I'll kind of bring it up so you can see. So, my name is Sebastian, and I can handle anything. I'm sad when my best friend is mad at me. I can handle it though. I can give him a hug. I can try and make him laugh. I can draw a picture. I can handle it. I'm frustrated when adults don't listen. Do they do that? I can handle it. I can say, "Excuse me, down here." I can write a letter. I can tell someone else. I can handle it. I'm mad when my sister won't stop bugging me, but I think I can handle it. I can ask her to stop. I can move away from her. I can make a joke and laugh. I can handle it. I am annoyed when I can't find my shoe. I can handle it though. I can send out a search party. I can take out an ad in the paper. And I guess I could wear another pair. So as you see, some of these suggestions are pretty silly and some of them are reasonable. But it's good to think of the silly ones too. I am disappointed when I want a pet and I'm not allowed to have one. I can handle this one, I think. I can pretend my sister is a pet. I can make a pet. I can play with my friend's pet in exchange for him playing with my sister. I can handle it. I feel ashamed when I do something wrong, but I can handle it. I can draw an "I'm sorry" picture. I can do chores without even being told once. I can go to my room and stay there till I'm 80. I can handle it. I wouldn't suggest the last one. I am upset when I have to leave the pool, but I can handle it. I can ask nicely if we can come back next week. I can save up my money and buy my own pool. I can ask to take a swimming lesson. I can handle it. I feel discouraged when my words don't come out right, but I can handle it. I can ask a friend to help me. I can draw a picture instead of explaining. I can sleep on it and come up with the right thing to say. I can handle it. I'm cranky when I am not allowed to watch TV. I can handle it though. I could make my own TV and watch that. I could act out my favorite TV show. I could put on a puppet show for others to watch. I could handle that. I'm miserable when it's bedtime. How do I handle that? I guess I could cry myself to sleep. I hope you don't do that. I could lie in bed and think about all the things that I get to do tomorrow. I could count hedgehogs. And if you haven't seen the pictures, he's kind of got a favorite stuffy that's a hedgehog. I can handle it. Sometimes I feel sad, frustrated, mad, annoyed, disappointed, ashamed, upset, discouraged, cranky, and miserable. But I can handle it. I can handle anything. The end. Thank you. Does anybody want to look at the book while we're... No takers. That's good. Thanks. Thought I'd try. and Janice said they would pass the plate. We want to thank you for your gifts this day and for all the gifts of action that make this community possible. If you are visiting, please remain our guest. Your presence is your gift to us. Oh. Great choice. And now if you'll join us in singing the song, the gratitude song in the Open Your Heart Songbook, number 25. Thank you for your loving hands, yes. Thank you for your loving hands, your loving heart, your loving ways. Thank you for the gifts you bring into the world each day. And if you ever doubt yourself, remember us who love you well. We know all the gifts you bring into the world each day. So thank you for your loving hands, your loving heart, your loving ways. Thank you for the gifts you bring into the world each day. Okay, Becky is going to give us a reading. You might recognize it.
And I just found out this morning that I was reading this. I've never really thought about these lyrics before. I'm not going to treat you to my singing of it, but I think you all know, when are you gonna come down? When are you gonna land? I should have stayed on the farm. I should have listened to my old man. You know, you can't hold me forever. I didn't sign up with you. I'm not a present for your friends to open. This girl's too young to be singing the blues. So goodbye, Yellow Brick Road, where the dogs of society howl. You can't plant me in your penthouse. I'm going back to my plow. Back to the howling old owl in the woods, hunting the horny-backed toad. Oh, I've finally decided my future lies beyond the yellow brick road. What do you think you'll do then? I bet they'll shoot down the plane. It'll take you a couple vodka and tonics to set you on your feet again. Maybe you'll get a replacement. There's plenty like me to be found. Mongrels who ain't got a penny, sniffing for tidbits like you on the ground. So goodbye, Yellow Brick Road, where the dogs of society howl. You can't plant me in your penthouse. I'm going back to my plow, back to the howling old owl in the woods, hunting the horny-backed toad. I've finally decided my future lies beyond the yellow brick road.
Okay. You know, it wasn't easy to find material for this service, but once I chose it, I was with it. So now we're going to try and sing Whatever God Does Endures Forever on page 37 in the Open Your Heart Songbook. And stand if you're willing and able.
To is a season to every purpose. There is a time to everything. There is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal. There's a time for every purpose under heaven, to everything. There is a season to every purpose. There is a time to everything. There is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to scatter stones, a time to gather those stones, a time to embrace, a time to be far from embraces, a time to seek, a time to lose. There's a time to every purpose under heaven, to everything. There is a season to every purpose. There is a time to everything. There is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to keep, a time to cast away, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time to be silent, and a time to speak. There's a time to every purpose under heaven, to everything. A time to hate, a time of war, a time of peace. Whatever God does endures forever. There is a time for every purpose under heaven, to everything. There is a season to every purpose. There is a time to everything. There is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven.
It did flop. I think I've got it. Nope. There we go. I'll try not to move it again. Okay. As I said before, I quit is not, there's not a lot of material on this, but I hope you've sensed a theme here that it's part of life. As the children's book outlines, we are encouraged from birth not to quit. We are encouraged to tough it out, persevere, stick to your commitments. And of course, we do not quit easily, or as it said in the story, without using other strategies to accomplish the goal, stay in relationship, be kind, keep going. So the children's story is for contrast. This service is about quitting, or this message is. And the topic journey started with the struggle of a friend of mine who finally voiced, I don't know how much longer I can do this. And this is to stay committed to the full-time care of his spouse. She has Alzheimer's, and as she deteriorates, the demands on him, of course, increase. He has been doing this for a few years, and so now his own stamina is diminishing. I have wondered for a long time if that question would ever surface. And I was glad that he finally admitted it, but now he struggles with where to go from here. Here, the quitting can be tempered with getting additional help. And for those of you who wonder, he is now getting help from visiting angels. But there is going to come a time, or is there, when he should quit. What governs a decision like that? Love, commitment, and even something as cold as finances will govern some of that commitment, or some of that decision. But when? What are the limits of our love, commitment, and endurance? Can we or should we always handle it? We may not face a similar decision, but I think we should be prepared to examine our own limits on some level. The next story on my quitting journey is about my son, Sean. He quit his job with a physical therapist for whom he had worked for years. His boss was flexible. Sean could manage his own schedule as long as he saw all the clients that needed services. During slow times, he could put in hours doing odd jobs around the gym, and he would work with the boss to accommodate the needs for time off with sick kids. My grands could be at the facility's daycare at no cost for the odd times that childcare was needed in a pinch, dependent on if staff was there. And he was a nice guy. But this nice guy always had to be reminded about the agreed upon pay raises. There were no health care benefits. The boss kept putting off the meeting to discuss this topic, and the commitment to a retirement contribution that he had originally agreed to. And the situation would not change. Sean not only has himself to think about, but his children and his spouse as well. Enough. Sean started looking for another job, found one quickly, interviewed, and he started last Monday. It will be different, more corporate, which has its disadvantages, but the raise and the benefits he feels are worth it. And hopefully he will have some satisfaction with his job too. And he handled the situation by quitting. And then as those of you that have done messages will understand, as you're thinking and pausing about this, other things in life surface. So I was visiting with a woman last week, and she was saying how divided her efforts were. She had so many irons in the fire. She realized she was not doing anything well. But all of the causes, all of the things needed attention, were worthy. But she had finally decided, is she focused? If she pulled back and quit on some of those commitments, she would have more power, maybe, more focus to her efforts. This frog in my throat, well, I'll get to that later. I think it's truly a frog. So one week at coffee, I asked, when is it just time to quit? And someone said, yes, when is it just time to quit sex? And yes, people my age and younger consider that question. Now, sometimes physical issues decide this for us, but often I think it's not cut and dried. With most difficult decisions, there's a gray area. There are solid reasons not to quit. And with decisions involving relationships, there is, of course, the other person to consider and consult, honestly. But this is the prime example of we cannot go on forever. I think in this situation, how you quit is more important than when. And so I'd like to encourage that thinking here when I ask some of the following questions or offer the following insights. The proposed question offered other insights from the coffee group. Thank you. In a situation where you're feeling your limits, do you see the limits of your own abilities? Maybe you're not just cut out for this. Is your body giving you signals that indicate something is toxic or too much? I can frequently see this in some of the relationships around me. There are women I know that knew their relationship was not good and would not recognize how toxic it was until they got physically ill. Because we are socialized not to quit, to think of others, the children, our social responsibilities, etc. Some keep on in spite of their illness. I had this great mentor in Colorado. Her name was Betty Nida, and her story was that for her second marriage, she got laryngitis just before the wedding. She could not say I do. Went through the ceremony, shouldn't have said I do. But it was that physical response that was trying to talk to her. We need to take time and examine our lives and see openly. One of the things I liked about my previous life as a Christian is that the services I attended, well, it was Catholic, there was time for contemplation and reflection. Is there a cliff ahead of me? We'll take some time later to reflect on that question, but some of us converse with a God, and with contemplation and reflection, you can get an answer that you need. And I used to be able to do that, sorry. Buddhism can also offer other insights. And some of you accidentally brought the gray hymnal with you. And I don't know if you have ever looked, but on the 6th page in, yeah, I know. But some people did pick it up. Jessica did. Pam did. So on the 6th page in, there is a list of other sources that we as you use look to. Includes the Bible, includes other faith traditions. So there are other areas we can go to for help if we need it. Another thought. Is your own ego getting in the way of your decision? Will you believe yourself a failure if you quit? Do you believe they cannot get along without me? Are you truly being successful here, as in a job? Or do you just not have the skill set or the capacity to do the work? Is the job putting a valued relationship at risk? We all have flaws and shortcomings. We cannot do everything perfectly. Admitting that is healthy. Someone suggested that you write a script for a positive outcome if you were in this situation, that you have made the virtuous choice, that should help. Sometimes the body just cannot do what we want it to do. If we continue to challenge ourselves physically, we can get injured. And I think about that when I go to the gym. Injury is a possibility, and if I'm not careful. In fact, I overdid it last week. And getting injured, recovery time gets longer, the rewards are diminished. In this case, I can move away slowly and pay better attention. So I don't have to quit all the way, but I can do less and keep going, just not as long or as hard. This is one Coffee suggested. I hadn't heard this one before. Not my circus, not my monkey. We can take on responsibilities and burdens that are initially rewarding, and our commitment fuels our work. But things change over time. People change over time. So if there is no joy, no fulfillment, little compensation, and it's time to quit. I'm surprised. So as a point of reference, I personally had a challenge when I was on worship committee for years, through the COVID-19 shutdown until last year. I was dedicated. I wanted this community to continue and continue vibrantly. Sometimes the work is hard, especially when there are no volunteers to speak. Sometimes it was especially joyous when someone gave a message and it really hit the mark. When I spoke of getting off the committee, one friend said, set a deadline and stick to it. Ultimately, I had no enthusiasm to contribute. It was not a labor of love anymore. And thankfully, Karen, Becky, Gemma, and Charlotte were there. I do hope that when you consider quitting, you have the support of friends to make the leap into the next zone, the next phase of life, the next challenge. I would now like to do a walking meditation. Okay? And what I'd like to do is, I think if we move to the center aisle and then you follow me, I did this once when we were down at the fairgrounds. Cheryl will tap a drum so that we keep time and pace to our walking meditation. And if you don't want to, just stay seated and meditate. And I would like for you to contemplate, is there something I need to quit? Am I burdened with something toxic in my life that stops me from enjoying life as I should? Is this something I am contemplating need to be stopped completely, or can I back away, reduce my commitment? What is most important to me, and how do I nurture that?
This might work best if you take small steps, not try to walk with too much of a stride.
In conclusion, we're better people when we are whole and healthy. We can give honestly without guilt, relate with a freer and more open heart, and even address the problems of the world with energy and fortitude when we are focused. Okay, we do have some time for reflections, however, you had a lot of time to reflect. Does anybody wish to share? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thank you, Jen Ellen, for this lovely service. And I think, just the awareness of calling it quitting may be better said by your last summary sentence. So thank you for understanding silence.
I've been working on this issue for quite a while, and the points that I struggle with and work with every day is when you make the decisions to change what you're going to do in life, for whatever reason, is don't forget you need to have joy, and you need to have purpose. And the other thing I add to that is I look into the future, however long that is, and what kinds of things can support joy and purpose long term. That being a fellowship like this, where you have people you can treasure and interact with who will understand and accept you, or something that's really very difficult to deal with. So just those I'll just hints of that I've discovered.
Thanks for the service. That's a good topic for all of us to think about from time to time. And I like that you pick to everything there is a season. And I think so often quitting feels like an absolute finality, whereas like the seasons, sometimes they come around again. And I think sometimes there's things that I feel like I've had to quit and set aside for a time so that I can restore that energy and passion or compassion for whatever it is, but then I can pick it back up again. And so sometimes quitting is not forever, but might not be the time to keep doing it at the moment.
And I hope those of you that couldn't walk and meditate, I hope that didn't offend you. It was just a way that something different. Okay, we are ready to extinguish the chalice then. If you'll read with me. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And if you'll join me in our